The Housemaid's Secret Summary in 5 minutes. The Housemaid's Secret continues the story of Millie Calloway, the main character from The Housemaid. After surviving the traumatic events involving the Winchester family, Millie attempts to move forward and build a peaceful life. She now works cleaning houses and helping wealthy families while trying to leave her painful past behind. However, once again, she becomes trapped inside a dangerous household filled with secrets and psychological manipulation. The story begins when Millie accepts a new housekeeping job at a luxurious penthouse apartment owned by Douglas Garrick and his wife Wendy. The apartment is elegant, expensive, and strangely quiet. Millie quickly notices that she never sees Wendy directly because Douglas insists that his wife is seriously ill and recovering in a locked bedroom. Douglas appears polite and caring, but his behavior feels suspicious. He gives strict instructions that nobody should disturb Wendy. However, Millie starts hearing strange sounds coming from behind the closed door. She senses fear, tension, and secrecy inside the apartment. As Millie continues working there, she becomes increasingly uncomfortable. She notices signs that suggest Wendy may not simply be sick. Hidden bloodstains, emotional tension, and unusual behavior raise alarming questions. Millie begins suspecting that Wendy is being abused or imprisoned. The novel builds suspense slowly, creating an atmosphere of paranoia and uncertainty. Millie struggles to determine whether her fears are justified or if she is allowing past trauma to affect her judgment. Nevertheless, her instincts tell her that something terrible is happening inside the penthouse. Eventually, Millie secretly meets Wendy and discovers the horrifying truth. Wendy is not mentally unstable or dangerous as Douglas claims. Instead, she is terrified and trapped. Douglas has been psychologically and physically abusing her while controlling every aspect of her life. He manipulates the outside world into believing he is a loving husband caring for an ill wife. This revelation mirrors some of the themes from the first novel, especially the hidden nature of domestic abuse. Frida McFadden again explores how wealthy, charming men can hide cruelty behind respectable appearances. Millie becomes emotionally invested in helping Wendy escape. However, the situation becomes increasingly dangerous because Douglas is intelligent, controlling, and unpredictable. Millie realizes she may once again risk her own safety by interfering. At the same time, the story reveals more about Millie's personal life and emotional struggles. Although she survived her previous experiences, she still battles fear, trust issues, and the emotional scars of her past. Her complicated history continues to shape her decisions and relationships. As the suspense intensifies, Millie investigates Douglas more deeply and uncovers disturbing secrets connected to his past. The novel introduces multiple twists that constantly change the reader's understanding of events. Frida McFadden keeps tension high by revealing information gradually and making readers question every character's motives. The climax becomes a dangerous confrontation involving manipulation, violence, and survival. Millie must use intelligence and courage to protect herself and Wendy. The psychological battle between victim and abuser becomes central to the final chapters. One of the novel's strongest themes is female resilience. Both Millie and Wendy are survivors forced to navigate fear and manipulation. The story also examines how difficult it can be for victims of abuse to escape controlling relationships, especially when powerful people control the narrative. Frida McFadden's writing remains fast-paced and highly addictive. Short chapters and constant cliffhangers make the story difficult to stop reading. The audiobook version is especially popular because of its emotional narration and suspenseful pacing. By the end of the novel, hidden truths are exposed and justice is finally achieved. Millie once again proves that she is stronger and more resourceful than others expect. Overall, The Housemaid's Secret is a tense psychological thriller filled with secrets, manipulation, and suspense. It expands Millie's story while continuing themes of hidden abuse, survival, and deception. The novel keeps readers emotionally invested through shocking twists and constant tension until the very end.